Half-Life was one of my favorite games to play. I also have the remake, the Black Mesa remake, made by Crowbar Collective. That was also really fun as well to play. One of my favorite moments in Black Mesa is the Zen chapters, because they remade the entire layouts of all the Zen chapters unlike the original Half-Life games. Like, comparing the layouts of the Black Mesa remake and the original Half-Life, the Black Mesa remake was way longer and they had way longer chapters and completely different layouts, which I really enjoyed that a lot. But what I really loved about the Zen chapter in the Black Mesa remake was the soundtrack created by Joel Nielsen. Or Nelson. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'll just say Joel, his first name at least. This guy did so well with the soundtrack of Zen. Seriously, let me explain why I thought it's a really nice soundtrack. First of all, it sounds very like space-like or alien-like, which makes sense because Zen is a border world or an alien world unlike Earth. And so it's a complete contrast than what we had in the Earth chapters. Really nice contrast again. Another thing I really liked is some of the tracks sounded pretty chill, relaxing, and some sounded very intense. And I like that because in the original Half-Life there wasn't really much soundtrack going on, whether it be like relaxing or energetic or intense. When it comes to the Zen soundtrack, some of the tracks play at certain areas of the game, depending on what it's like. So when you see the aesthetics or when you're fighting something, I think it's really cool. One of these, for example, is soundtrack number 5. I don't know if this is in order, but I'm gonna show it on the playlist Joel did on YouTube. So again, for example, the soundtrack number 5, which is titled Alien. This plays when you're fighting the Gonarch boss battle. Which, mind you, the Gonarch boss battle was really well done, really well made, remade as well. Alien is where you fight Gonarch, and it just sounds like so sinister and almost intense, like, or at least in the second phase, the final phase when you fight Gonarch until you kill her. For the first phase at the beginning of the chapter, it sounds very scary and sinister, like as in, oh god, what's happening? There's this big creature about to kill me. So they made Gonarch really terrifying with the music like that, as well as her movements and patterns throughout the chapter. There's also tracks like Interloper and Transcendent, which are more relaxing tracks. That's like an aesthetic to see the aesthetics of the Zen border world. Really cool. We also got Ascension, which plays during the last part of the Interloper chapter, where you go up the big lift, the big elevator, and you fight all those alien controllers with the gluon gun. Yeah, that one was really intense. And I really loved how Joel split up the tracks as well, because originally it was supposed to be 7 minutes long, but he decided to split it up depending on which part of that fight scene is taking place. Another thing I really liked about the soundtrack is the vocals, or like the choir that Joel's wife did. Almost all the tracks in the Zen chapters have like a vocal or a choir, and I have to say the choir is really well done. I mean, it really fits like, to me, I feel like the choir makes you feel like you're almost there at the end of the game. You're about to beat the game. You're about to beat what's been sending all these aliens towards Earth. So I really love the choir. There's also this one track titled Entangled, which is the soundtrack number 3, which is a more jungle-like vibe to it, and of course it takes place towards that the jungle part of the first Zen chapter. And again, I really love how tropical it sounds. It lets you know that Zen is not just like this empty, destroyed wasteland of planets and islands and stuff, like how the original Half-Life game showed. It actually shows it's a real world of its own ecosystem and its own creatures, its own plants. So I really loved how that track is supposed to like display during that jungle section. I really loved I just can't go over the aesthetics. The footage you see in this video is not gonna be from me playing because I don't have all the graphics for the Zen chapters. Probably because I don't have like that strong of a graphics card for the game. But so it's probably used the footage you're seeing is from some other YouTuber or something with all the graphics you're able to see. Oh man, if only I was able to play the game with all the graphics, that would be really nice to look at. One more thing about the soundtrack, the Zen soundtrack, is that I wish that the final boss, the Nihilent, I've always pronounced it as Nihilent, so I'm just gonna keep calling him that. But yeah, for the final boss, the Nihilent, I really wish there was a soundtrack, there was music playing when you're fighting him. Like it goes from sinister, and then at the end when you're beating him, like at the final phase, the music gets very intense, kind of like the Gonark boss battle, or maybe like the alien controllers in the lift mini boss section before the final chapter, as I mentioned before. But yeah, I feel like it would have made the battle more intense if there was actually music playing in the Nihilent boss. But oh well, it's still pretty intense how it is. Overall, I think I really love this game, this remake of one of my favorite games to play. Yeah, there's nothing much to say. I even made a review on my Discord server. I'll show an image of it now to show you my review of the soundtrack for Zen. I might do a review on my server for the other soundtrack for Black Mesa, the Earth chapters, of course. And yeah, so with that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, comment down below, and I'll see you all in the next video. See you, everyone.